Hello folks, and welcome to the third instalment of my preparation for Big's Backyard Ultra Satellite World Championships. It has been quite the week again. I've had lots of great runs, so let's go take a look to see how I got on. Tuesdays have always been the day for speedwork, even when back in the UK and running with the running club, and last week continued that trend with 5 times 1 kilometre repeats. I'm not going to lie, I found it tough, mainly because I've not ran fast since the marathon back in May. It was also a very muggy and warm day, which always makes me feel extremely sluggish. But the good news is that I still managed sub 7-minute miles, and looking at the stats, those repeats were definitely consistent. In the week I tend to do 10 milers, with one day being easy and the next I try to pick the pace up a little. This past week on the quicker paced run, I was trying to work on cadence. Now I'm usually pretty good at pacing, but improving my cadence can make me a better runner. The stats show that things were a little bit ad hoc, but in the main it wasn't too bad, and I finished my run absolutely parched given the never-ending heat this summer. Which leads me to my next problem, hydration. I do my weekly runs with no drink, but ideally I should drink more, and definitely electrolytes given how much I sweat. Now I did buy this little gadget, the Hdrop, which measures sweat rates and salt loss, and it gives some really cool data. Now I'm not really a data-driven runner, but I do love learning about how my body functions, so I wore this during Thursday's run to get a good baseline, and I'll be touching more on hydration and the Hdrop in a future video. So that was things up until Friday. Now let's go take a look at how the weekend longer runs went. Well, we finally made it to the weekend, and of course today is Saturday. And what my coach has done for the next few weeks is to split my long runs on a weekend. So instead of doing 3, 4, 5 hour runs, I'm actually going to be doing 3 in the morning and then 2 hours in the afternoon or something similar to that. Now today I'm actually doing 2 hours this morning, and then later on this evening, probably around about sunset, I'm going to get out there and do another 75 minutes. I anticipate being around about 20 miles today, maybe a little bit more, depending on pace. It's another muggy day. We may get thunderstorms later, but I actually love running in the rain. I'm going to mix it up a little bit today. I'm going to do a little bit of this off-roading on the gravel roads. I'm going to do a little paved trails, and I might even go and do a couple of miles at the track. So let's see how we get on. And then, of course, later tonight, hopefully my husband will be joining me on one of those little electronic scooters. So we'll see how the day goes. Now, I have actually brought a drink with me today. You may have seen earlier in the week that I was talking about my hydration. I haven't brought too much with me. Just about 500 millilitres of Tailwind, 500 millilitres of water for the 2 hour run. So we'll see how thirsty I get, and we'll see how the Hdrop measures my hydration today. Well, I've finally made it to the track, and those of you that have watched some of my earlier videos, you will know that I sometimes spend quite a lot of time on this track training for those 24-hour events. This time I'm not going to be doing that. I'm obviously training for Big's Backyard Ultra, the satellite edition of course. So I'm just going to do a couple of miles here. I'm now on 90 minutes. I've only got about half an hour to go, and I've got to run home from here too. So let's crack on and get this done. I don't normally run with music, but today, because I knew I was coming to the track, I did actually bring my headphones with me. And lo and behold, I've just got here and the batteries died, and I was just enjoying a little bit of Robbie Williams and some Meatloaf. I guess I'll just have to sing to myself now. Well, it's now nearly 9 o'clock at night and I've come out to do my final run of the day today. As mentioned earlier, this is going to be 75 minutes and the sun has just set, so I suspect that I'm going to be finishing this run in the dark. That's okay though, because when it comes to the backyard ultra, we will be running through the night. Well, it's definitely gone dark now. I've got just about 2 or 3 miles still to go and then my run for the day is complete. Well, today is Sunday. I've got a 21-kilometre run today and I'm going to be doing it on the trails out here in Devon. It's another beautiful day. I'm looking forward to hitting a little bit of single track. Now, one of the reasons I do run trails is because it helps to build strength in your legs, and it also helps to strengthen those tendons and ligaments, simply because there's lots of twists and turns, the terrain's much more uneven, there's tree roots and rocks to look out for, and yeah, it just makes it much more varied than just running on pavement all the time. The other thing to bear in mind, of course, if you're new to trail running or you're not familiar with it, is that your pace will be slower simply because of that varied terrain, and it is okay to walk. I sometimes walk the hills and then run the flats and the downhills, and that certainly helps. Now, a couple of months ago we did have considerable rainfall, and I know some areas were impacted by the water runoff from the hills at the side, and this certainly looks like some of the damage to the trails around here that have been washed out as a result of all that rain coming down. I was going to head that way, but it does look like it's a washout. It doesn't say that it's closed, but I think I'm just going to head up this way. And of course, that's the other thing with trail running. You do have these natural obstacles to contend with. And here's another one. They really have had a fair old bit of trail damage here from all that rain. And one of the things I've noticed on these trails today is that some of these leaves are already starting to change colour. Now, I'm pretty sure that's not because we're heading into an early autumn, but rather it's been so warm and dry for the past few weeks that these poor plants and shrubs and trees and things are under stress, so they've gone into survival mode and shutting down. And of course, in the fall, usually the colours around here really are spectacular.
Well, there we go. I'm coming up to 13 miles. I've got about a mile to go to finish this run today. I'm not going to lie, I found it a little bit tough simply because it's so muggy and warm again. And of course, I've got 26, 27 miles in my legs from yesterday. But it's been a great day on the trails, or a great morning on the trails, as it always is. Looking forward to just getting home, having some lunch now, and just a nice cup of tea. That's another week of training done as I continue my preparations for the Backyard Ultra in October. And so far, so good. Now I'm going to be taking a break for the next couple of weeks. I do have some camping trips planned, and during those trips I'm going to be getting some outdoorsy kind of videos up there to make sure that I have time to share them with you. For now though, thanks as ever for joining me, and I shall see you all again very soon.